Welcome everyone to part two. Listen, we delved into a conversation with our friend and our guest Curtis today that we just could not leave undone.
Say his name again.
Curtis. What did I say? What?
I like the way you said
it. That's not how we say it, though.
I know.
Right?
Here we
Curtis.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what did you say?
Oh, is that like
Curtis?
how
Curtis?
they used to pronounce your dad's name?
Yeah, Chester.
Yeah, Chester.
Curtis.
Yeah.
That's how we say it, right?
And off camera, we've been talking about how we deal, and I'm sure it's relatable to a lot of those in the audience. And so we're gonna jump back in, and and we're gonna deal.
Let's deal.
Yeah. Where did we leave off? When Curtis was an aspiring drug dealer.
Right. Testing the waters, yeah. What shall I be in life? Oh, man. So it's funny you say it that way, too, because, I was pursuing physical therapy in one hand and dabbling with, maybe I could make more money than that on the street. But
too funny.
Yeah,
it was just not for you.
It was not for me. It was not for me. And I agreed. My heart wasn't built for that.
Yeah.
You
didn't grow up like that either.
Grow up like that. No.
Yeah.
And we grow up learning about compassion and love. And that
It
game.
would break Miss Janet's heart if you did that.
She never know, At least I hope she never. I don't think there's any way for her to have known, Yeah.
Maybe that's why she prayed so long and hard for you.
She never stopped either. She passed at the age of, I want to say 94.
Wow.
95. And in the latter years, dementia had started to roll in, and I would visit her down there. But the last visit that I saw her, I sat on the bed with her, and at first she didn't recognize me, but as I spoke to her, she said, "Curtis, you come
You
see
hear
me."
how he say his name just now? Curtis.
You can't expect me to get it all.
right? Leave Richie alone.
Thank you. See?
I got your back. Yeah, so, but I remember I could tell the confusion was there still, even though she recognized my name for a moment. And I began to write a poem to her, because what would happen is her old habits would roll forward.
Of course.
So she's a teacher her whole life. So now she has company, she teaches. And so she begins recapping a lot of the old lessons
Oh, wow.
of our youth.
Yeah.
And as she's
That must have
going
been
through
intense.
that, it was wicked intense. I'm writing a poem to her as she's still schooling me. When she was done, I said, "I got something I want to read to you." And she said, "Okay." And at that point, she was still in the mist, right? I could feel the fog was there, and I'm not sure if she still was remembering it's me from 10 minutes ago, But I read her this poem that just encapsulates what her life has been, not just to me, but to so many kids, right? That grew up under her tutelage. And when I was done, she looked over at me. I'm sitting side by side with her on the bed. She looks over at me and she says, "Thank you for what you are doing for me right now, right here." And that was one of our last
Interactions.
Before she passed away. But yes, I would say a great part, greater even than perhaps my own mother, who I have actually become in life, comes from Mama G. And why being a drug dealer or a gunslinger didn't actually take.
Yeah.
It's because of her.
Yeah. She shaped a lot of who we are as people.
Yes.
As adults,
yes,
absolutely.
She certainly did.
I think everyone who's been, under or been at her school, who she's taught, who's even at Sabbath school, because she used to teach Sabbath school as well. We can all say that she's meant something to us, something much bigger than
Indeed. God
Then
bless her.
yes.
But I want to go back though. This was the last time that you interacted with her, but you were in the States and then she moved to the States.
She was already in the States.
She was already in the States.
by the time, because remember, she came up to take care of her grandkids.
grandkids.
Right.
And then you moved
Then I
here,
came up. Yeah.
and then you went through.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you reconnect the first time that you
With her?
reconnected with her?
All right, good, excellent question. So I come up at 15, and by the time I hit 18, so a 3-year window, I've already completed 3 years of college at that point. But I am also starting to unravel emotionally, right? I'm maintaining the best grades. My teachers love me in school. They're like, we know when you get it. You're in the back of the room like this, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm picking up your concepts very fast. But behind all of that is all the unresolved pains that
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with daily and every night, et cetera, and not recognizing how it's actually exhibiting itself in my real life. So at that stage, I'm having a lot of girlfriends, right? And
That's one way to cope.
I swear.
yeah, indeed. But it's in a way where it's like, it's too much. But I don't know why. I am just rolling with every
But
girl.
hold on, something just flashed in my. You had quite a bit of girlfriends in Antigua too.
No, I had a lot of girls that liked me.
That's the difference.
They weren't my
My
girlfriends. And remember,
okay.
we were younger than everybody else too.
We were.
So it's
Yeah.
always a older group of girls.
But you had some older group of girls that
I
you used to
did, I
hang out
did,
with at
yeah.
one point too. I remember one of
Why
them
are you
distinctly. I won't
spilling
call
all that
names.
man's tea over here?
Yeah, no, we can protect identities, certainly. But yeah, you're right though. It starts even there before I leave
Yes.
Antigua, where I'm drawn towards these older women, but it's not one, right? One can't fulfill the
Yes.
empty void.
I remember that distinctly.
Okay, so then take that and multiply that by the time I'm 17, 18, right? And so my life is this whirlwind of academic day, women, girls, whatever, and partying at night. Eventually, whenever I'm not partying, so I'm getting drunk at night, right? To not, now I've discovered alcohol with the 40s.
That
and
numbs the pain.
That's numbing the pain, right? But it's also doing some other bad things. As we know, alcohol is, excessively, it's going to destroy you. But I remember that me and my mom got into a conflict one night. And mind you, my mom is a nurse at that point. She is also going to school the same time I am. I left that
wow.
out, but her and I are going to the same college.
Wow.
Wow.
Right? And she's working her way to become a nurse, right? And not only that, but after she's done with school, then she goes to work an overnight shift as a mental health worker to make money to take care of us. We're in a 2-bedroom apartment in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, and my mom is footing everything, right? And I decided, okay, no, I got to get a job. I got to help my mom out with this, right? So I get a little part-time thing or whatever. And I remember one night we get into a conflict where I wanted to go out to a party. And, of course, mom is telling me the right thing. You got school in the morning, you got this,
work,
that, you got work. And I'm looking at her like, you don't know me. I can juggle this, you know what I mean? But she restricted me from going out because what it is we had the one car. So for me to go out meant I would drop her off to work. Now I got wheels. And I could be out all night.
Wherever you want to be.
Yeah. And then pick her up in the morning. But she's like, no, you can't take my car tonight. And she left. And I remember I spiraled. That seemed like such a small thing. But it was the final thing that triggered me into such a dark spiral of, the fuck? What? Excuse my language on the show. Why am I here?
Yeah.
And looking back over my life at, short 18 years of it, I'm like, why am I here? Just to feel pain? I'm tired of this. I don't want to feel no more. I don't want to feel nothing no more. And this was a thought process that began to run. And over the course of the next few hours, I remember contemplating, how can I end it? Right? What format? I had a high pain tolerance, but I didn't want to feel the pain. I remember sitting on the floor with a blade from the kitchen and thinking, this gonna hurt. and it's gonna be messy.
Right.
Right? So I'm like, okay, maybe not that way. And I don't have a gun. And in order to get, I could get one, but in order to get one, it's gonna bring questions from the guy I gotta call. So I'm like, go in the cabinet, right? And I see the Tylenol bottle, and I'm like, oh, 1,000? That should do. Wow. So I remember I take that bottle and I begin stacking them like buildings on a book in front of me. And I had maybe like 15 buildings of 10, 10-story, 15 buildings. And I popped the first building. I said, oh, well, that doesn't hurt, right? And I pop and I pop and I finish them all.
Jeez.
Right? But I'm not feeling anything, right? Just swallowing
Not
pills
yet.
and water. Not yet. I said, let me go to sleep. Right? Because I'm playing it out in my head. If I go to sleep, hey, that's easy.
You won't wake up.
Probably won't wake up, right? And there'll be no more of this pain that I got to deal with and struggle with and even pretend that it's not there. Because part of that wonderful, accomplishing, go-getting person of the daytime was part of, it's hard to say it's a full pretense, but part of it is pretending that there is no pain. It's not pretending to be happy. It's pretending that there is no pain.
Yeah.
So that the happiness that is naturally who I am can be there. But yeah, so I was exhausted with that. I say, okay, let me go lay down. I laid down and I start feeling sick in the stomach. And then the phone starts ringing. And I'm, these days we got the answering machine with the cassette tape, right? So I'm like, I'm not answering. I don't want to talk to nobody. We'll hear whatever message. And I'm just laying in the bed and no messages come over, but the phone keeps ringing. Somebody keeps calling over and over. So eventually, in order to get them to stop, I answered, and it was Mr. Man that told me, no, this is not for you. The leader of the clique. He was calling me. And he said, hey, what's up with you? I've been trying to reach you. We're hanging out over at the house, da-da-da-da-da. I want to come pick you up. I said, nah, I don't feel like it tonight. He said, something's wrong with you. I said, no, everything's fine. I'm just tired. I had a long day. He goes, you're lying to me.
Oh, wow.
He goes, I'm coming for you. I said, shh. I said, don't come. Don't come. He hung up. 20 minutes later, doom, 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 doom on the door, right? And I'm like, oh, my God. Now, mind you, he's a linebacker of a guy, right? 6'2", 230 pounds, solid. So I know, okay, and he's he's a big heart, but he's also a wild temper. So I know if he has to break the door, he'll break the door, right? I'm like, damn, I gotta answer the door. I opened the door thinking, all right, maybe he'll just come, we talk for a little, and he'll get out of here. I opened the door, he looks me up and down, he says, you're coming with me. I said, I already told you I don't want to go nowhere. He says, you can walk with me or I carry you, right? So I had no option, and reluctantly I went with him. He took me back to the party house where a lot of people drinking, smoking, doing what they doing, and he said, you did something. You don't look good. You're not yourself. I said, man, I'm real tired. I just want to go lay down. He says, okay, go lay down in the back room. I'll check on you. I went to this back room, laid down, and I started losing consciousness back there.
Wow.
And it kind of felt good because my plan was working. Listen, I wanted out, right? This wasn't a cry for help, come help me. This was a, just let me go.
Yeah.
Right? I'm done. I'm burned.
And this is at 18, 19, you said?
So that one, yeah, turning 18, yeah. So I remember him coming back there in vague flashes. And then I remember hearing somebody talking on the phone with poison control, and then the next thing I know is being rushed to the hospital. But I'm in and out. I'm in and out. I remember seeing the lights of the roof as I'm being wheeled in, and
Wow.
whatever procedures start happening, et cetera, et cetera. And the next thing I remember is my mom's face.
Wow.
Standing over me, looking down at me. And the pain in her eyes as she stood over me in that moment, I realized, wow, what have I done?
Yeah.
What have I done? She didn't say anything. She didn't scold me. She just looked at me. And her face said everything that was in her heart. Now, we've talked about my story, but she's the other part of that whole story going through the other end of it. So after all of her sacrifices,
This is what you decided.
there's her child
Yeah.
trying to take his life.
Imagine what she's thinking in that moment.
Right. And they call her out of work because she's doing the overnight when this is happening. Right. And so it's through that experience there that I said, I can't ever do this again.
Yeah.
I can't ever do this again. And that also, that experience opens the door through the medical system to say therapy. No, look, we don't know nothing about therapy. We come from a place where
Suck it up, buttercup.
suck it up, yeah. Bite down and push through.
Depressed.
What
What's that?
Rub some dirt in it.
Yeah, right. And so I wasn't readily accepting of therapy, but I was like, I can't do this again, and I can't sustain. And nothing has changed other than I saw the pain it brought my mom. So, okay, I'll accept trying to talk to this guy. And it would take a few therapists to find the right fit.
Of course.
But we found the right fit by the grace of God, I'm telling you. And this man began to show me the connection all the way back from 3 years old when my mom left the first time.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you found the right one.
Yeah. Yeah. And to show me that what I was really dealing with was that child being abandoned once, being abandoned twice, being abandoned the third time, and that it had never been addressed. It had never been acknowledged. And that the weight of carrying that and maintaining the facade of everything is okay. Not only is it okay, I'm one of the best there is at academics or sports or whatever. I'm not on the bottom.
You overcompensate. I know that very well.
It also began to show me why I was entertaining so many women in my life. Because I needed this constant reassurance of
validation.
Female love. Yeah. And so, I'm
proud of you. I just have to say that for actually going to therapy, especially as a young man who grew up in Antigua. That's not something that we talk about. It's not something we even entertain.
No, you're weak if you do that.
Yes.
What I came to understand is it took more strength to
do
that.
it. Exactly.
And those who stand on the side and point that finger and say, hey, you must be weak. You need therapy. Yeah. I say, you need the therapy, really. And it takes a really, really strong individual to go through that.
A person that says that, if you took a look at their life, you'll watch that, you'll see that strength they say they have manifests in other parts of their life. You know, how do you treat the people in your life?
Right.
If you have kids, how do you treat those kids? It'll manifest. There's no way you can suppress it.
Right.
You know, and for you, I would say the guy that was your OG, man, he's more than a guardian angel. He was a guardian of your purpose, because we each have a purpose to fulfill. You know what I mean? And I oftentimes tell her, I said, look, God looks out for babies and fools. And I ain't no baby. But I have done some foolish things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there will always be someone when you are a person that can fulfill your purpose, there will always be someone along the way, man, that will protect that purpose in you.
Yeah.
And the fact that he told you that this isn't for you.
Right.
He saw the purpose.
And he came and got you.
And then
That's
he
what
came
probably
and
saved
got you.
He did.
You know,
Yeah.
and had it not been for him checking on you, monitoring you, making sure you were okay,
Right.
you probably would have, you know,
Slipped off into
slipped
the dark.
off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, he could have stayed deep in the party.
Absolutely.
Getting
He
wet.
came and got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I am proud of you for that. And I wish more of our young Caribbean men would seek out counseling, therapy, whatever it is, to actually heal. Because I feel like there's so many like just unhealed traumas going around.
Yeah. And hurt people.
Hurt people.
Right.
Yeah.
You said young, but I'll take that as a compliment to us. I mean, I think all of our men, not just Caribbean, as Richie said, it's global.
Yeah.
Where whatever society we're from, it's to different degrees that we are forced to take on this extra masculine role or facade, if you will, and not acknowledge our pain and our emotion and the fact that we are human beings with feelings. And look, once we do that work, we can now actually not just live a better life, we can help other people just simply by being. Sometimes it doesn't mean you have to go deep with everybody.
No.
Because there are moments in time where I know I have changed a person's life just in 5 minutes of interaction.
Yes.
You know, wow.
Yeah.
That was heavy.
That was a lot, Curtis, but I'm super duper proud of you for that. Trust me. Oh my goodness. So tell us, one of the things that we haven't touched on is your dad. And I feel like we need to kind of just touch the surface just a little bit.
All right, we can scratch that.
Yeah.
We can scratch that. It's a very interesting story between him and my mom. They were deeply in love in Guyana. They were also, how I could say, restricted from each other because here he is, he's Portuguese Indian. My mom is Black and Native Indian. And these sectors in Guyana stick to each other.
Of course.
You know, crossing over is frowned upon. And so they did, and they had a good thing because, you know, you say I've loved children. They look exactly like both parents. I'm one of those. I look exactly like my mom, and I look exactly like my dad. And it's uncanny to where my dad could sit in this seat right now. If you closed your eyes, you wouldn't know we switched places, except maybe the story. But the voice, the mannerisms, it's uncanny to me sometimes talking to him because it's like, just even the tone of everything is almost the same. But all right, so what happens is he also has this plan when his girl, my mom, is pregnant, where he wants to make a better life for them. And so his plan is, he knows somebody out in Canada. He's going to make a move to get out there, establish himself,
And send for
my mom and me.
the typical story of
Right? It's so romantic,
Caribbean
right?
love.
Right. Idealistic, but not quite
realistic at all.
Yeah. So he makes his move, and it's in that year. I mean, he leaves when I'm a year. So let's say in the next 2 years is where my mom realizes, hey, I can't wait for him. And she makes the move to Antigua. Right. So now their connection gets broken. And so he doesn't know where I am.
Oh.
I don't know where he is. I don't even know he exists. I don't even know that that's a thing. What's a
So
dad?
you didn't have a relationship with him when you were, because I've never
When I
heard
was
you
a
talk
kid,
about,
no,
yeah.
I had no relationship with him. Actually, Kat, he called one time. He phoned me when I was in Antigua.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing something, and was Pathfinders, whatever we were up at church, and somebody came up and said, "Your father's on the phone. Come down." And I took off
I can
on
imagine.
a bullet back to the house, right? Because, mind you, in the setting of this church, there was things like Mother's Day and Father's Day, right?
Yes.
Where all the kids got to go up front, grab a flower,
Yes.
bring it to their parents, and
I
I
remember
would
those
slip out
days.
the side door.
Wow.
I couldn't take that.
Yeah.
I ain't got nobody to do that with, so I'd slip out the side
I
door.
can't imagine what, because I remember Father's Day and what it was like for me. But at least I had a mother.
least you had
but you didn't have
one.
neither. So, oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
didn't think about that.
Yeah, so to get, hey, your father's on the phone? Whoo, man, I'm sprinting like, whoo, I got a dad. I get down, I remember we talked for a little bit, but that was our only contact, and he didn't call again. The next time I connected with him was when I moved up here. That was 15 years old, right? And he drove up. Him and my mom had been in contact. He drove up to meet us in New Jersey, where she'd been working. And that was my first landing place coming in. So he came up, and I had the intention of punching his face off, right? So I had planned this out, Richie. I'm like, when I see this man, I'm just gonna walk up to him, just real cool. I'm gonna snuff him so hard, right? But that didn't happen. It's not how it played out. Literally, when
It never is.
No, I mean, he came through the door, and when I looked at him, all the emotions changed.
You saw yourself.
No, I didn't see myself. I saw my missing dad.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
began to cry. I couldn't, the anger left in that moment of
Yeah.
time. It was a strange thing because I'd been angry for a long time
long
about this
time.
MIA guy. You know what I mean?
So I was reminiscent of something Eddie Griffith said. He
Oh,
said,
I remember
man,
you saying
man,
that, yeah.
It was like, hit him in the jaw, Eddie.
Snuff his face. Yeah, but no, I just could embrace him, and that's all I could do. And then I proceeded to try to make up for all those years in that one day. I said, let's go riding. We went bike riding. I said, let's go hiking. We went hiking. I said, hey, can you swim? He said, yeah, I'm a great swimmer. I could beat you, I said, because we
Yeah.
learned to swim in the ocean.
Well, you know
She
what?
didn't.
Well, some of us did.
She did. That one did.
Shut up, Richard.
Surrounded by water, can't swim.
Remember all those swimming classes on
Yeah,
Sunday
yeah,
mornings?
yeah. Oh, man.
Still can't swim.
Wow.
But
But
I
yeah,
can backflow.
Yeah, no, I just try to make up for all that time. I wore him down that day, man. But
What
then
questions did you ask him?
I didn't ask him no questions.
Really?
See?
Nothing?
No, I
You
didn't
had
want to know
nothing.
nothing. All I wanted was to do, was to be, was to just
Wow.
let's play ball.
I guess
Let's-
it's a female-male thing. I guess it is
Why does it
because
gotta be a female-male thing?
because
It's just-
I can't imagine not seeing this guy for so long and not having questions. Come
See how
on.
we process differently. you
We
know?
do process because my first question would be like, "Where the have you
Yeah.
been? And why did you abandon me? Like,
Yeah.
what happened?"
I guess it is a guy thing. Then, 'cause
Yeah, we process things differently. I think, look,
we
for
want to
a
make
guy-
up for time.
Right.
We don't
Why
want to
waste
spend time asking questions.
Right. Because at that moment, that would feel like a waste of time for me.
Really?
Where the day is ticking.
You don't want
let's go do
answers?
something. Sure. Deep inside, I did. But in that moment of meeting him,
Mm-hmm.
no, it was like, let's go be father and son. Let's
Yeah.
do everything that I've been wishing I
Wow.
could do all this time, you know. And then,
Makes
I mean,
sense.
he was supposed to come back the next day. I must have wore him down, man, because he didn't
didn't
show
come
up. No, he didn't show up the next day, you know.
Bed sore. This kid done wore me out.
Oh
man.
man, yeah. I mean, we boxed, we wrestled. Cat, we did so much stuff in that
Wow.
one afternoon
Wow,
of
that's
time.
crazy.
You know. But so fast forward in time. I mean, my dad has his own story of traumas, right?
course.
That's very deep. That as adult men, we have finally talked about. He's now 70 years old, and the first times he's able to talk about these things is within this last decade, between 60 and 70. And I've been the one coaxing it from him because it's like now I'm not that 15-year-old kid
No,
when
of
we
course.
met. Now I've gone through a lot. Now I've raised kids. Now I'm like, Dad, tell me your story, man. What happened? Now is when the
questions
what
come.
happened. And so now I know his story as to, oh, your intent was to go make a life for me and my mom. But then you got there and realized you had to marry a woman to get that done. And, you know, and then,
Typical,
oh my
yeah.
goodness, now you're whipping. Then you had another kid now with that. I said,
Yes.
I get it. Your
That's the
plan
typical
didn't work.
Caribbean story, really.
Right?
They come up on intending to make a life, then they meet a woman, they marry, they have kids, and that wasn't intended, and they get their green card, and the next thing you know,
Yeah.
the woman in the
fir-
Caribbean gets
got lost in the
Yeah.
waves. Yeah.
lost in translation, as we say.
Yeah.
That's more than translation.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. My dad right now, I'll tell you this, he has not done therapy. Right. And so now I do therapy for him in that whenever we talk, we have conversations where my dad cries, you know, and I tell him, hey, it's okay.
Yeah, of course.
It's all right to let that out. And he struggles with that. Right. Because again, he doesn't have
that
an
image, that macho.
macho man,
Yeah,
you know,
image.
but he's starting to recognize that this son, his oldest son, because I'm one of 9 kids from him. I'm a mom's only. But the Rolling Stone is, you know, he's done his thing around the world. So I've met some of my siblings and that kind of thing. But I do foster the deep relationship with him.
That's good, though.
To try to help him at this age, at 70. He's still fit. He's still in good condition and stuff like that. But I look at all that he has carried without any form of therapeutic intervention. And to this day, he still says, why I need somebody else to hear my problems. And I said, well, that's okay. You got me, right? We can talk about your experiences. I can share mine with you. You can share yours with me. And if you cry, you cry. I don't care. I don't look at you any differently. No. So I've provided kind of like a
Safe space for him. Yeah.
And he's changing in little ways
That's good to
I
hear.
know he's detecting it, and he's kind of a little
Resistant.
Yeah, he feel like he's going soft, right? He feel like he's getting soft. But I'm like, man, listen, it's better you get soft before you die, so that at least you've dealt positively with some of these things. And look, hurt people, and so I said, look at all your sons. Look at all your sons. You've got to rectify these relationships and know that your trauma has translated over onto all of us. I, as your oldest one, have done some work. I still got a lot of work to do, but I embrace the work. I'm not afraid of the work. And when I say that to him, he's like, What were you saying? I'm not saying anything other than I'm not afraid to do the work, right?
You trying to say I'm scared? That's what you trying to say? I ain't never scared.
Oh, man, yeah. So,
Wow.
That's great that you've had the opportunity to do that. And, and be that for your dad, and not just him, but an example for what we as men need to do. You've got to address those things. If you don't, I once had somebody tell me something. Yeah, man, you talking like you soft. I said, yeah, until I punch you in the face. I said, bro, I'm still a man. You know, just because I address the things I feel doesn't mean I'm any less than a man. As a matter of fact, I'm probably more man than you are.
That's it.
Because you won't face it.
That's it.
I'm not sure why that's become like the thing to do. Like it's frowned upon to be soft or
because
express your emotions or your
it's still
feelings.
weaponized. That's why. You know,
It's the
especially
stupidest
now.
thing
Hold
ever.
on. Especially if you hit a nerve with the person that you're expressing it to. If it hits a nerve with them, their knee-jerk reaction is to call you soft, or man, you sound like punk. You know what I mean? No.
Stupid.
Well, if I can't talk to you and tell you what it is that you're doing, or maybe that we have experienced together that is rubbing me the wrong way, then it's just going to get pushed to the side. It's almost like
Passed
sweeping stuff
down.
under the rug.
Right,
So you sweep
right.
it under the rug, you keep sweeping. Physically, literally, if you do that, the rug's going to be lumpy.
Right.
Every time you step on that part of the rug, there's dust going to fly up.
Eventually, you're going to trip on that
Yeah.
lump. 'Cause the
Eventually.
lump going to get big enough. It's going to
Sure.
stuff you up sometime.
And then when you trip over that, it'll never be about what's under the rug. You start talking about little petty stuff. That's not even the argument.
Right.
The argument is under the rug. You gotta lift up the rug, sweep that mess up from under the rug, and let's go.
Yeah. And that to me is true strength.
Yes.
You know, not taking away anything from the strength it takes to compartmentalize. That is also true strength.
Yeah.
But a higher level of strength is to then take those compartments back out, or to roll that rug back and expose everything there, and do the work. Do the work to try and clean it up, you know?
I think we need to maybe, and Curtis, maybe you should think about this, creating a safe space as for Caribbean men especially, because I feel like, and I keep saying Caribbean men because I feel like therapy is a lot more mainstream here in
Here,
America
right.
for men. But in the Caribbean, it just is not, it is so frowned upon. And
Right.
I'm not sure how you get through to them to make them recognize that it's not only necessary, but it's needed. It's almost as if you have to do it.
Well, you know, what you have provided here is a space where here's one Caribbean man, right, that's been able to come on and express. And where this lands on ears and hearts, sometimes we'll never know. True. Right?
Exactly.
But this is one of those places where, you know, I always say if it happens to one of us, it happens to 10,000 of us.
Absolutely.
Right. And so somebody out there is going to be able to say, wow, I need to be able to go through this process too. And because on the other side of it, I promise you, is a more balanced, stronger version of yourself than whatever you know now.
Yeah.
You know?
It's something I learned in high school when I first started wrestling. My weakness was, so there are 3 periods in wrestling, in intramural wrestling. You both start out on your feet at first, okay? And then the second period, one person is on their hands and knees, and then third period, the second person is on their hands and knees. I never had a problem on my feet. You're not taking me down. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. If by the toss, the other person was down first, you're not getting up. I'm not going to let you up. But when I was down, the problem was I could not get to my feet. And I learned this, that in order for a man to find true strength, he must know where his weakness is. And so in practice, I would practice every day. I never practiced standing up. I never practiced with the other man down. I was always man down in practice. And I got to the point where, yeah, you can't hold me down. You know, so we have to find the weakness first,
Yeah.
recognize the weakness, and then address it. That's when you find true strength.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you're just pissing in the wind. Literally. You know?
Yeah.
I had guys that were on the team that didn't want to do the work. See, one thing about any example given is it plays into the rest of it. You know, they didn't want to do the cardio, you know, and you think 6 minutes is, that ain't nothing. 6 minutes when someone else is trying to pin you to a mat is like an eternity.
Yeah.
And the minute I hear a guy go, oh, bro, you done. You done. So we had guys on the team that didn't want to do the work.
You
they
have to
didn't
train.
want to do the cardio.
Yeah.
You know, and then coach made me the team captain. They absolutely hated me because 6-minute bout in practice turned into 18 minutes. Followed by a 12-minute run. Oh, they could not stand me. But then by the time we got to mid-season, I would say, "But you're not out of breath, are you?"
Right.
You know,
You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work.
It's
Gotta
called
do the
training, man.
Yeah.
For anything
Yeah.
in this life.
Anything, you know.
You have to be consistent with it.
Yes, you do. So if you find these things that you have pushed to the side, manifesting, man, you got to identify them and do the work. You got to do the work.
That's it.
But that's the thing. It's recognizing that you have to do the work. A lot of, as I said, Caribbean men, they don't think something's wrong with them.
Right.
They have their wives and women telling them, like, you do all these things, but they don't recognize that.
Yeah. And, I think a lot of that does come having been raised in that culture. We do lie to ourselves, and we put ourselves on pedestals as men in that culture.
Yes.
More than other people put you on, you put yourself on. You don't wait for nobody to tell you you're great. You adopt a state of greatness. In that culture, I feel like everybody walks like they're a badass. You know what I mean? Everybody. It's like whether you really are or not,
yes.
you learn how to walk the walk because...
And it gets worse when a woman actually puts you on a pedestal too. So you've already put yourself on, and then you have a woman who's propping you up. It's,
you can't do no wrong. Yeah. I mean, Kat, I almost feel like you were inviting me to start something there.
That's
Is that
exactly
where you were going?
Yes, that is exactly where I was going. Because we have so many unhealed men out here.
Yeah.
Whew,
Yeah.
got to do something about that.
Well, I mean, I had no idea that my trip here this week would have led to this, right?
I'm so happy you're here.
I am too, and I'm happy you're here because now that we've come down this journey a little bit, I'll say, I would be more than happy as part of my purpose on this planet to provide a space that that our men who identify with this can come together and talk and create some healing and create some energy towards that, where it's not so...
Make it a positive thing. It doesn't have to be anything negative that you're going to therapy.
Listen, I run in Spartan races, which I don't know is anybody in the room familiar with Spartan? Well, you all are, huh? Okay.
I've seen your posts on social media.
I'll tell you, the Spartan racing is not for the weak or the soft.
Isn't it mostly
heart.
mental?
No, it's both mental and physical.
Okay.
You can tell yourself as much as you want, you can do this. But if you haven't done the work of training, that course is going to eat you. It's going to eat you alive and leave you laying on the ground with, hey, send medic. Send them to get me out of here. You know what I mean? But if you've done the work, and there's also times, Kat, I've trained and yet have come across points in, let's say, the long race, the Killington Beast, 14 miles across the mountain, 36 grueling obstacles. You're talking anywhere from 6 hours to 8 hours of constant go, right?
You might as well be speaking Portuguese right now. I don't understand it.
That's the course time.
That's the course time.
8 hours of straight going at it.
Straight
going at it.
Them throwing everything they can throw
that?
at you.
Yeah. I'll say this. So the reason I bring that up is to say that for those who would think that actually coming in touch with your pain and exhibiting a softer side of yourself, if you think that's weak, come to the course, right? Come to the course where you would find the strongest of men and women on such courses. You don't find no soft people on the course, right? But there you get to maybe potentially experience that it's a balance that we really need. We need a balance of hard and soft, tough and sweet, bitter and delightful in order to really thrive in this world. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This has been a lot. This has been intense. It's been deep.
Yes.
Woo. Just need to breathe a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Curtis, it's been absolutely fabulous having you on.
Thank you. Thank
One
you.
of the things that I that we like to do is to ask guests to unburden themselves. If there's anything that you'd like for the audience to know about you, it doesn't have to be about you, about anything. Unburden yourself.
Okay.
Tell us
well.
anything that you'd like us to know.
I'll tell you the burden of my heart, because what I shared is the burdens of my past, right? But the current burden on my heart is for the health of people, right? I believe that we're victimized and we don't even know it.
By the healthcare system in America?
By the healthcare system, by the industries that also surround all of that, by the food industries. I see, as it were, we are schools of fish being fed upon by orcas.
Oh my goodness.
Right? We are small.
Great analogy.
We're powerless. And industry is powerful to the point of being able to control mind, right? People think they choose what they buy. I mean, this is some very deep things.
I can tell you we don't, because TikTok shop here.
Listen. Wow. And even before that, that's just the most advanced version, right? But we've been controlled as far as what to eat and not realizing that systemically we are driven to disease, and then we are milked in a treatment protocol that never heals. So there's a lot of money being made from the start of that process to the end of that process, but we are suffering and dying by droves out here from all types of illnesses and diseases. And so that is the burden on my heart, to be able to raise awareness that we're looking for cures, and the only real cure is our lifestyles. The way that we treat this machine, this living machine, it's just an equation of plug in and plug out. I mean, what you plug in, you get something on the other end.
Yeah.
But none of our
It's so
medical
easy to
systems.
say
It
it.
really is very simple, but it's not easy. The equation to a healthy, thriving body is simple, but it's not easy, because there are a lot of factors that are pushing us in different directions and confusions and et cetera, et cetera. So that is the deepest burden on my heart today, because I've buried a lot of lovely people along this course of life that should still be here. You know, when we touched briefly on what Richie's going through, you see instantly, I'm like, Richie, we're going to have to connect, because I can show you the way out of these woods. Right. And what is really sad to me, you guys ever watch Toy Story? I think Toy Story 2.
No, I'm not a cartoon person.
I have.
You have? This is the one with Lotso the bear.
Yeah.
I relate what is happening in today's world, especially in our medical system, as Lotso the bear. It's a true betrayal.
Explain.
Of trust.
Somebody explain to me, because I don't know
You
who
have to
locks
watch the movie.
I'm not a cartoon person. I never have been, even when I was younger.
Yeah. But you must watch this one from me,
Okay.
because of the story that's in it. Forget the cartoon part of it. You watch it with your eyes closed if you want. But what it is it's true betrayal, where I say, hey, come, I got you. I will take care of you. I'll help you. I'll take care of you, protect you, fix you. But really, I'm selling you down the river for money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you will come with your mom, with your sisters. You'll call your family. Your whole village will come. And I've got the prettiest face. I've got the most professional presentation. But on the back end, I'm a mobster. I'm selling you down the river for money.
Wow.
Right?
This sounds like a whole new
That's
podcast.
a whole nother story. But
Poor
yeah,
Lotso.
No, for you
That's my
to
burden.
actually start. This burden needs to be a podcast. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
You know what the craziest thing is?
Are you continuing? We're doing this?
I want to expound on that a little bit.
Okay.
a lot of what a lot of films that are produced, they're telling you the truth right in front of your face. They're playing in your face. You know what I mean? But we look at it as entertainment. It's just entertainment. But as a producer, I see all of that. I'm like, and then you fast forward 2 or 3 years later, and you're like, there it is.
There it is.
You know? So you bringing that up now is just like, I mean, and when you're watching it, you get angry at how they treat them. And it's just a cartoon. But, you know, but there's so much truth in the thing. You have to understand this. Anything that's produced and or portrayed in front of us, it happens somewhere.
Right.
It happens somewhere. Yeah. So
I'd like to think that iRobot didn't happen, but
it's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
It's happening.
Are we in it?
you guys. Yeah. Okay, all right. Let's wrap this up, Richard.
You want to wrap it up?
Yes. Curtis, thank you so very much for sitting with us. We appreciate you. And I love you dearly.
Yes, I love you too.
We go way, way back.
Yeah,
so say bye, Richard.
Bye, Richard.
Say bye, Curtis.
Bye, Curtis.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode.